Good morning and g'day mate, and welcome back to Dyson Sphere with me, JD, and of course we have Mr. Icarus with us today. Hang on, that didn't work, let's try again. Mr. Icarus with us today, yes. And today we're working our way towards, well, purple science, one step at a time. Last episode we went and did processes, and let's go out to map view. And we had our very simple processor build. 12 processors per second. This is another black box build. It is available on my Discord server if you want to grab the blueprint. On top of that, we made the slightly larger version, doing 24 processors per second. And then between episodes, I went and had a play because I wasn't really happy with this tower. These two towers at the far end. I really wanted to inset this one slightly. So it's exactly what I did. I also rotated it, because, you know, why not? I want these builds to start with a tower and end with, like, the end of the build. But, yeah, I moved this tower into the build slightly. So, circuit boards are made here, run that way, into this tower, and over here, into this tower, of course. And, of course, processors end up in this tower. So, with that out of the way, today, we're working on, yeah, particle broadband. So I want to work my way towards information matrix. Now, to do that, I need to have processors done, dusted. That recipe's over and done with. The other thing we need is particle broadband. Particle broadband requires carbon nanotubes. Yes. Also requires plastic. Also requires crystal silicon. Okay, so crystal silicon, we can change that recipe out straight away. We're going to bring in fractal silicon, because fractal silicon, it is a rare resource, but like I'm aiming most of these builds for really end game builds, so it's something that you guys should be able to get fairly easily. If not, you just substitute it out and bring in high purity silicon, add some extra smelters rather than me using assemblers, because I'm going to be using fractal silicon. Plastic. We're not going to import plastic. It's not a root enough material. We're going to be importing refined oil along with energetic graphite, which means I'm now out of slots. On top of that, we need carbon nanotubes. Now, carbon nanotubes, I could swap this out and bring in spiniform. Okay, that would work. I could just bring in spiniform. But spiniform is actually a really hard resource to get. And on top of that, you need carbon nanotubes for purple science. You're also going to need carbon nanotubes for the small carrier rocket, because they're needed in the frame materials. In fact, you need a lot of them in the frame materials. So what I'm actually going to do is we're going to go import carbon nanotubes as a whole dedicated build. So we're going to come over here. We're going to set up a new tower. Let's go with there. And we're going to make carbon nanotubes. Now, I'm not going to bring it in from spiniform. I'm actually going to use the normal recipe, which requires graphene and titanium. So we're going to have to import titanium, and then I don't want to import graphene. Obviously, I want to import fire ice. So we're going to take fire ice, we're going to turn that into graphene, and it's also going to have a byproduct of hydrogen we're going to have to deal with. And then we're going to combine the brand new graphene we've just got with titanium to give us carbon nanotubes. So we need to bring in warpers. Just 100, please. Local demand, remote supply, and then we need to get to building. Now, this is where things get nasty. All these require chemical plants. Let's go production. Good old chemical plant. So I need 2 lots of chemical plants. I also need to turn that off so we don't have to look at it. We are going to need to make graphene, and we're also going to need to make nanotubes. Now, to make, let's go back a step. To make 15 particle broadband per second, which is sort of the number I'm aiming for, I need to make one whole belt of carbon nanotubes. I'm happy making one whole belt of carbon nanotubes, but it also means to make one belt of carbon nanotubes, I need to make a belt of graphene. Are you a belt of graphene? Please tell me it's a belt of graphene. I'm now second guessing myself. Oh no, worse than that. It's a belt and a half of graphene. So I need to make a belt and a half of graphene to combine with half a belt worth of titanium. So yes, we also need 60 plants for carbon nanotubes. That's off by a tile. And I need 45 plants for graphene. Yep. So, if we're doing sets of 15, let's remove you. If I'm doing sets of 15, I need 4 sets of 15 here, 3 sets of 15 here. And that's pretty much where the plan starts and ends. So, we're going to put in a nice little... I sort of wanted to put a belt in the middle to sort of do half on one side and half on the other. But I have an odd amount. Okay, let's put you there. Sure. You're 4 tiles wide. Of course you're 4 tiles wide. And tower has 3 outputs. No, tower's, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tiles wide. Okay, it's fine. Alright, so let's start with graphene. Graphene is going to have a belt in for fire ice, a belt out for hydrogen, yes, and a belt out for graphene. And I'm going to need more belts. Can I just grab all the belt, please? And sorters. I don't see a whole bunch of sorters, so we'll grab sorters at the same time. Yeah, we're still going to have to come back for chemical plants. So I can do... I can do 2 builds around this triple set of belts. And then have one by itself with 3 sets of belts as well. And then I need to feed all of that into... Technically I need to split it to feed into these, all through a splitter. Okay. Okay, let's just start with the basics. Alright, so we're gonna have in for fire ice, out for graphene, out for hydrogen, out no. Yeah, make the whole thing go away, because that's exactly what I wanted. Okay, out for hydrogen, out for graphene, in for fire ice. Because chemical plants have 4 inputs and outputs, you can have them share 3 belts in the lineup. Just something I felt like I needed to add right there and then. Okay, so let's just start with, I can make this build 15 long. So let's just start with 15 long. Let's just work things like one step at a time. Because I have a feeling we're going to end up blueprinting this and moving it around a few times. That would be the length of the build. So let's move that to there, that to there, that to there, that to there. Drag you 3 up. Come up here, grab... No, there. Drag that down. Okay, so that's out 30, and then we still need another... Do you have a free slot? No, you don't. Okay, input, output, output. No. Which one was hydrogen? Hydrogen was this belt. Okay, so I want to put a storage tank here. I want to bring hydrogen in. I want you to be hydrogen. Hydrogen. Then I want... I have a belt and a half, so no matter what, I need to have... They need to go through a splitter. And then into this build. Okay. So let's do... Fire ice, graphene. I don't know. We can always change belts up after the fact. Alright, so let's just get... Output... Input... Output... let's drag these belts all the way down, all the way down, and all the way back up. No. There we go. Okay. Grab that, drag it down. Okay. So that's that part of the build done. Okay, then you guys have 2 inputs for 1 output. I need to give you a belt and a half worth of graphene and just half a belt worth of titanium. So we're going to put you... Do I just do 3 belts down the middle again? There's nothing to stop me. Okay, so let's go with... I'm already changing and rearranging how I want my belts. Okay, let's just start with a splitter. I need a splitter. Let's go with there. It's going to be in my way. No matter where I put it, it's going to be in my way. We're going to have UB fire ice, which we'll plug in there. We're going to have UB hydrogen, which we're going to run out and out. We're going to have UB fire ice again, which needs to run into that belt. This belt we're going to have to bring up. And into there. Okay, so from this, I need to bring... No, I need to have one of them. We're going to change up your design. We're gonna go with that design, maybe. No, you know what? You know what? I'm gonna make my life easier. We're gonna go with 2 splitters, one on top of one another. Oh, that's even higher up. Fine. No, you need to... I can't make that height. Okay. I'm going to run that belt in there and that belt in there. Okay, that'll do us for right now. Actually, there we go. That's our first graphene belt. That is... You need to go away. Let's just, you know, concrete everything whilst we're here. Okay, so that's our graphene belt. Plus, we're going to need a titanium belt. Which is... This is going to be 15 long again. Plus, then you need a return belt for the nanotubes. Yes, okay. So you're going to have input 1, input 2, output 3. You're going to do input, nope. Input, output, input. Okay. And then we'll drag that out 15 long. And drag that one out of chemical plants. Okay. Let's go grab chemical plants which are in one of these towers. There we go. 100? Let's just go with 50. I don't actually know how many I need. I wasn't paying that much attention. Okay, let's grab that, throw that down there. Alright. Then we can slide over. So then we need to do the same. We need to bring titanium out and run it down there. Graphene down there. Nanotube back up there. Nanotube's gonna go in there. Your graphene. So again, it's gonna have that style, I believe. I can't tell. Okay, we'll just go in, out. And then throw the other one on the other side, and you're going to be in, out, in. I think that was the same, but prefer to be sure. Okay, that Fix that row. Try again. Why? Oh, the curve of the planet changed. The curve of the planet changed. We're far enough up that the planet has changed its curve, which means blueprinting this means you'd have to make sure it's in the exact right spot on the planet. Okay, fine. We shall copy everything. We shall call it temp 434. There we go. It is that. It's temp 34. Save blueprint. We have a temp 34. We also have a mass deconstruct. Hey, look at all these patches I missed. Okay. Remove everything. Remove that. Bring that back up. Bring up a temp 34. Select the whole build down the planet. Hello? Oh. Yay, autosaves. Okay, paste that there. Then grab that. It doesn't take too long for me to rebuild the whole thing. This is why I've spent so much research on bot speed. Okay, so drag that out to there. Now, if you guys are blueprinting this, obviously the blueprints will warn you that you can't put it that far up the radius of the planet. So it shouldn't be too bad. Okay, so in theory, apart from all the missing power poles, because I haven't done any of those, but in theory this should work. This should bring in fire ice, make graphene, because we have 45 of those. We have 3 rows of those guys at 15 long. And then we have the graphene going to these guys to have 6 rows of these, 60 of these being 4 lots of 15 to make nanotubes. Okay, now, this I'm less than happy about. So what can we do to neaten up this? Okay, first off, we need a splitter. And I have to do things with a splitter because at the end of the day, I think I still want a raised splitter. At the end of the day, I have a belt and a half's worth of material that I need to split out over. That still means that's got to go around the outside. That's one of the parts I'm not really happy about. Yeah, the more I look at it, the more I'm accepting it. Okay, I need that to go away. I need that to go away. I need that to cut back, and that to cut back, and that to cut back. Okay, so I need a storage solution. I need a storage solution for hydrogen. Not technically, but I'm going to put one in anyway. Okay, hydrogen is going to need to come out there. And out there. That is an output belt for hydrogen. This is a output belt for graphene, which I'd like you to be an output belt for hydrogen, so then that becomes an output belt for graphene. So I need to remove you, put you there, do the same on this side. Wrong. There. I need to change you to be input fire ice, input fire ice, output hydrogen, output graphene, output graphene, output hydrogen, input fire ice. Okay, and then we need to go to there, remove belts, remove facilities, and just remove all these sorters real quick. Yep. And then grab from there and go to there. And to there. So it'll just change up the sorters on all the belts. Okay, so now this is a hydrogen belt, which we're bringing 2 lots of hydrogen into this tank, which will stack up just a little bit higher. Yeah, it's probably tall enough. Okay, so we're bringing 2 belts of hydrogen in. Are they 2 whole belts worth of hydrogen? No, it's a belt and a half worth of hydrogen. Isn't it? What's the recipe? So no, we're getting a belt and a half worth of graphene. We're getting half that worth of hydrogen. So it's like 0.75 of a belt worth of hydrogen. Actually, it's something I should go through really quickly. So we're only bringing out of this tower. We're bringing out a belt and a half worth of fire ice to turn into a belt and a half worth of graphite. One of the graphs. Graphene. Okay, so we're bringing out a belt and a half worth of fire ice and half a belt worth of titanium. So we're only bringing out 2 belts total out of our possible 4 to make carbon nanotubes, which means this tower has a lot of extra throughput to get rid of the hydrogen along with getting rid of carbon nanotubes. In saying that, if you happen to be building this close enough to where you're going to be using the nanotubes, you just run a belt from tower to tower. Okay, so with all that done and dusted, is there anything else I'd like to change? Yes, I'd like to move you in 1 tile. Oh wow, that could have been very dangerous. Okay, what did I delete? That? Is that all? Okay. Nope. That was not all. Okay, I want to remove that. I want to remove that. I want to put the splitter there instead. You can go up to there and then down to ground level. I want that belt to be 1 shorter. I want that to go up 1 belt sooner. I want that belt to squeeze under there. That way I can see the spaghetti slightly less. And it means I want that to be fire ice. Yeah. Which means that cannot be hydrogen because they're in the way. So we will chop that back. We'll put our storage tank here. There to there. No. You go that way. You go that way. And then you can be output for fire ice. Now I don't have to get from the back of the tower. That's about it. That's about the only change I wanted to do, I think. One more? Sure, one more. Alright. Is there anything else I'd like to tweak? I don't think so. Maybe that. And a bit of that. Alright, I think the build's good. We just need to level out these belts on the end, so you can all go. Actually, can I have one of them, and just belts? Delete, delete, and delete. Okay. So I think that's the build. Alright, we're going to attempt to turn this on. So we need to go ships, oh no, power poles. It doesn't have power at all. That's probably important. Okay, so let's put power there. Now these are chemical plants, so they automatically come with a gap between them to put in power poles. The problem is I have a very odd amount of chemical plants. No, that should work. Okay, so we're going to copy from there to there. Without that, without that, without that. I'm going to hit paste. And I should be able to go there, 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 there. Yeah. They're 15 long. No, it links into that first power pole. Okay, fine. Fine. We'll just put another power pole there. It's just such a waste. Okay, so that should be everything powered up. Come on, fly, Icarus. Don't become one with the chemical plant. Fly. Okay. So, we need to go to this tower. We need to have you set to max, minimum, maximum, maximum. You already have your warpers in. So, it should be a case of actually add it to a power network. Yeah. Hello? What? What that was going to hit? It did hit. There we go. Okay. Yeah, you're charging. So we need to do your disposal. So we need to go remote demand. Remote demand? That's it. We're literally bringing in 2 items to make an excess item which becomes waste and nanotubes. And don't forget, this will do a full belt's worth of nanotubes. So this will do 30 nanotubes per second. Is that right? Yes, because we're making 45 graphene to turn it into 30 nanotubes. Okay, so that is part 1 of our build. Part 2 of the build is... well, that's done. Although technically as part of the build, we'd have to have it there. We'd have to request it in. Okay. Hello? No, titanium's arrived. Okay, so we're just waiting for the fire ice, which is coming from I don't know where. I have no idea where our nearest fire ice giant is. Actually, it's probably in the home system. Oh, that has a gas giant. Snakes? Snakes, maybe? The Noop system, which we haven't spoken about? One of those two. One of those two. Okay, point is we have fire ice coming in right now. It's probably all the fire ice at once. Just 2. Okay. Alright, so that should start producing the graphene, which should start running down here, which should start producing carbon nanotubes, and everything should be fine. And hydrogen will have 1.5 belts. It is 1.5 belts, right? I keep forgetting the recipe. It is 0.75 of a belt. Yes. 0.75 of a belt worth of hydrogen coming in. So the fact that we could merge it onto 1 belt. If I merge it on 1 belt, it'd even up the build. No, I'd prefer to tank it up. That way it has a lower chance of backing up, because hydrogen is one of those tricky things. You need to find a way of disposing of it. Luckily enough, we also happen to be making the energy matrix on this planet, which means our hydrogen should be just eaten on into this tower. So that is 1 build down. Now, we do not have enough time to even attempt this, but there's one other thing we're going to need before we can attempt this, and we're going to need to make refined oil, because honestly, there is no way I'm bringing in... can I even look at the recipe? I cannot. Let's remove you for a second. There is no way I'm bringing in crude oil to turn it into refined oil. Okay? All as one step. That's just too much. Way, way too much. So, we're going to grab another tower. Sure. That'll do. we're going to bring in refined oil. We're going to refine it into... No, we're going to bring in oil, turn it into refined oil, and of course hydrogen. We need our traditional warpers, so we can actually go out and get... oh yeah, I've got 100 of them. And have those as well. Cool. Storage. We're going to go out, get crude oil, turn it up, refined hydrogen, refined oil and hydrogen. Okay, so with that, I'm going to need a belt. Belt is now... Ooh, nope. I guess, you know, I guess we can bring out oil in the middle. Okay, so, to process oil, we need... I picked them up. We need an oil refinery, funnily enough. One of these guys. These guys need this recipe. Okay, and obviously I don't want to do X-ray cracking. I don't want to get rid of my refined oil in favor of energetic graphite. That's just ridiculous. But we want to process oil. Can I bring that back up? Okay, which takes 4 seconds to use 2 oil to make 2 refined oil plus 1 hydrogen. Okay, which the recipe actually translates down to I need 60 refineries to bring in a full belt's worth of oil and turn it into a full belt's worth of refined oil, plus half a belt worth of hydrogen. Yes. So this town's gonna be a little bit different. If I bring in 30 items per second, I'm getting rid of 30 items per second. Plus, I'm also getting rid of another 15 items per second. So, what I want to do is I want to bring in 2 belts worth of oil, 60 items. I want to get rid of 60 items per second, plus another 30 items per second. So I'm actually bringing in 60 and removing another 90. But it should be fine, because when I say removing it, it's not necessarily this tower that's getting rid of it. It is other towers. Bad example. Actually, this tower, which needs refined oil, would be coming here and getting it. So some of the 30 refined oil we're talking about, the onus on that moves to this tower. So what we're going to do is we're going to put down a oil refinery, nose to nose. Okay. We're going to bring out oil. Actually, oil's going to come out that belt. That belt. Okay, and then we're going to return refined oil. And we're also going to return hydrogen. Okay, so we need 3 sorters, and conveniently there's 3 ports at the back. So we're going to go in 1, out 1, out 1. Okay, then what I want to do is I want to put another chemical plant. And as you can see, I can offset that and have them slightly offset. Now, if they're slightly offset, and this is the beauty here, I can pack them side by side one another. And that's what we're going to attempt to do. But I also need to get power poles in. So we're going to have to maybe do some experimentation. I actually don't think you're going to... No, actually, you might fit. Okay. So it's oil out. Refined oil in. That's hydrogen. We're going to throw... That should work. No. Okay, I want you to go in. What'd I say? Refined oil, hydrogen. Oh, all those sorters are going to be broken. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to do the sorters on each side manually. So oil in, refined oil, hydrogen. And same on this side. So that is oil, refined oil, hydrogen. Okay, now if I drag this along, let's try it. Let's drag it along. Yeah, I'm not going to get a power pole in there anyway. Okay, so if I grab that and I drag it along again, I press tab once, they go down in sets of 3. If they're in sets of 3, I should be able to put a power pole right here in the middle. Excellent. Okay, now let's try this one. Why for you complain? Why for you complain? Collide with other objects. really? Minus, minus, minus. I've done this before without an issue. Is it because I hit tab? Did you adjust the placement? No, it really doesn't like it. So I'd have to do them like that. Are you happy now? Okay. It's still probably going to be shorter overall. Okay. So what I need to do is I need to drag that belt, drag that belt, and drag that belt. So I need... They take 2 seconds, so I need 60 of these all up. So that's 15. If I did 15 on the other side, that would be 30. So it'd only be halfway, so I need to double this no matter what. I need to leave a 1 tile gap. Drag that to there. Okay, so that is one side of the build. And let's start here. So that's one side. I'm going to want to go and grab more refineries between this one. I want another 60. There we go. So I have enough to do this whole build. Ah, yes, hit tab. There we go. Lack of item? It's picked up more. Oh, they're oil extractors. I didn't want oil extractors. I wanted refineries. Those ones. 60? Fine, 59 plus 1. Okay, there, and... Okay, lack of sorters. No luck, no luck. Okay, grab all the sorters. Alright, and there. Alright, so we know the belts should be about that long. Let's go up here. I have 130 belts to my name. I have 30 belts to my name. More belts. There to there and there to there. So we know these builds work. We just need to drag that from there with the correct amount of tabs between them. And same with that to the end. And then same with this one. Yeah, that gets dragged to there. And then to there. Okay. So, then it should be, we'll start at this end. Power pole there. Okay, you didn't get power. Power pole there. Power pole there. So every second one. So before I go too much further, it should be power pole there and power pole there. Okay. So if I copy that again, we get rid of that, we get rid of that, we get rid of that, and we hit paste, it should be that one, then that one, then there, and there, and I just had a thought. I don't know if we actually make 60 oil per second out on the map. Okay, that didn't work. Whoop, right at the end. Alright, so fly up. And I need a power pole where and where? Actually, it would be there and there. Alright, do I want to move this tower over 3 tiles? Sure. Yes. This is why I always know. Oh, you didn't get power. Okay. power pole's actually meant to be there. And there. Tower doesn't power up. Okay. So we'll put that there. Then we'll put in you there. Do you have everything set? No, of course not. There, warpers. 100. Throw all the many warpers I have in my inventory in there. Remote, local, that one, and that one. So you're going to be oil out. You're going to be in. And you're going to be in. You're going to be oil out again. In and in. And it should be remote demand. Have some ships. Set that up, set that down, set that up. And yeah, it's the charging rate. If we could charge faster, it would probably run faster. In theory, this build is complete and works. I hope. It actually took a lot longer than I thought it would. I thought this would be very easy to throw together. Well, in my defense, I did double it on the fly. I was going to do 1 belt's worth to start with. And then opted to go for 2 belts worth of oil. Things are working. Okay, so you guys are working because you're all spinning. You're all working because you're spinning. You're working because you're spinning. And the far outside is working because it's spinning. Hey, I call that a win. As for this one, well, we didn't even get a chance to check the stats. But the fact that it says it's full means I think it worked. And you should also be working. Yeah, we can't bring oil in fast enough. Yeah, I probably need to invest in some better way of getting oil, because there is probably no way on the whole solar system we're actually making 60 oil per second. I think we were scraping the barrel at 30. Production went way up. Well, that's 2 belts worth. Just. Maybe we are. Okay, production, local planet, find oil. One minute. Yeah, we need continuous oil. Oh, we got continuous oil. Well, the question is, are they all spinning? I'm gonna go with, oh no. No, we're still buffering at this end. And on this side, yeah, we're still buffering as well. Okay, look, I'm 99.9% confident, sure, that this build works. I know this build works because this filled up instantly. So, as always, you will find both these blueprints in my Discord server. If you want to jump on Discord, you want to grab the oil build that will mass produce refined oil. In fact, at the rate that's filling up, it's probably going to top off before we even get a read on it. Yeah, that's still going up. That should top out at 3,600. As should that. That should top out at 1,800. That number there, perfectly. Yeah. I think it's going to fill up first because we don't have a drawer on the system. And yes, this should be fine as well. As far as, well, it's full. We're going to assume it worked fine. I would have liked to have seen it all running so I could double check all the sorters, but that's something I can do between episodes. So with all that said, I'm going to leave this episode here. Next episode, we got refined oil worked out. Fractal silicon is out there on the map. We're going to import it. Same with the energetic graphite. Carbon nanotubes are now done, so we can get some particle broadband done. In saying that, that's one hell of a build because it features just the particle broadband itself is 80 assemblers, so it's going to be a nightmare to build. So with all that said, I'm going to call it here. We went from sun up to sunrise up, so yep, that's it. We're done. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed, and as always, tell your mum JD said hi. That's it. We're out. Thanks for watching. Bye.